pushing with something fast and heavy. I call that coffee and hardcore. A Ramagura Busta. It's outside America. You can't go wrong. It's time for coffee and hardcore. I take my coffee like I take my hardcore. Fast and bold, dark and strong. The cream of sugar will suck things up. Can't think of a better duo. Coffee and hardcore. Coffee and hardcore.
Hey, what's up? This is Ekeraj from Back to Godhead, and you're listening to the Coffee and Hardcore podcast. These guys know a ton about hardcore, especially the Hardcore Encyclopedia. But like me, they don't know jack shit about coffee. Except that Jacob guy. He knows his stuff. All right, guys. You've been warned. Peace.
Here we are, season 5, episode 7. Doing a little something different this week. We're calling this one Shootin' the Shit with Mick and Wiley. Here we are.
Yeah. So technically,
Right.
this would be episode 8 of season 5 because we did a 4.5 super secret episode.
Right.
Well, we're not counting that.
No, because it's secret.
And it's 4.5.
Yes. Jeez.
Cool. So we're not going to do this one like a normal. I mean, you heard the intro song and everything,
Right.
By Weirself, and we introed it, but like we're not going to do an intro and outro. We're just going to actual shoot the shit.
Right.
And so really the only planning I did was I wrote some bullet points for us to talk about.
Okay.
And I can pull those up real quick.
Do it.
Yeah, because we haven't had an episode like just you and I think, in a while.
I know. This is like old school.
This is old school. Speaking of
Breaking
old
it
school,
down.
let's talk about this first. The episode thumbnail that you see when you click on this, wherever you're streaming it, is an old, well, I guess not super old, but it's like 4 years old, right? 5 years old?
Yeah, I think it's either in the from the first season or the beginning of the second season.
I think it was before we even.
Was it before that?
Yeah, I think it was. I think we did this photo for a promo for the podcast coming out.
That's right. I remember
Yeah.
now.
So it was before even the first episode. And so I thought it'd be cool to grab that photo and kind of turn it into something nostalgic to the podcast, because that's kind of what this episode is going to be about.
Yeah.
Just shooting the shit and kind of getting nostalgic on your asses. But let's talk Shaquille O'Neal, the Shaq Attack basketball shoes by Reebok, shall we?
Yes, let's do that, because that was part of like one of our very first episodes, that original story. Do you want to tell a little bit of the original story? Because I know we have a ton of new listeners that may not have caught that back in the day.
So that was the original first episode.
Oh, yeah, because we did the cool, you did that really cool video of the shoes and all that.
Yes.
Forgot about
so
that.
Basically, we're not going to go into a whole, I think that was like a 3-hour episode, but we're not going to go. So we'll just say the whole premise of that was basically when I was a teenager in the 90s. I mean, not even a teenager, maybe like 11 or 12. I don't remember. I was young. Maybe it was like 8th grade or something. Anyways, preteen, Shaquille O'Neal shoes came out by Reebok, and my family, we weren't super well off, and I had to work for everything I got, and my parents thought like $200 for a pair of shoes was just kind of ridiculous. So I decided we would get together with the neighborhood kids and rob this rich kid's house, and the only thing I wanted was these Shaq shoes. Like, they went for jewelry and all these expensive cards and all this, and I'm like, Shaq shoes. But it ended up not turning out great. The police got involved, and my conscience got the better of me, and decided to do the right thing. So, in my nostalgia attack,
Right.
4 or 5 years ago, I bought a bunch of stuff from when I was a kid that I could never get. And so I bought Shaq shoes, and I've just been sitting on them since like 2020, just been
Right.
in this box. And so I decided I'm going to start wearing them. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, exactly. Why not? They're not going anywhere.
They're kind of goofy, like, But the cool thing is I have super wide feet and they're super wide shoes.
Oh, nice.
And so they feel nice. They look a little silly on me because, it's not normally what I would wear nowadays, but I decided to wear them. So I'm wearing them.
So how long have you been wearing them? Like have they become the everyday shoe, or just like every once in a while for a special occasion, or what?
I've been wearing them for 2 days now.
How are they holding up? Because they're old shoes.
No, they're not. They're the
the remakes. Okay.
They're the remakes from 2013.
Okay, but still, that's what, almost 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That holding up pretty good. I don't have a pair of shoes that's lasted that long. Normally, my shoes last about 3 months, and I need new ones.
That's over 10 years, right?
Oh yeah. Yep,
it's 2024, bro.
That's right. Dang.
Um,
You know what shoes I wear to work?
let's hear it.
I wear service Crocs.
Are they white?
No, they're black,
Oh.
but they have no
Oh.
holes.
Ah.
They're like a normal Croc, but they have no holes. The reason why I wear them is because I have a coworker who also wears Crocs. He's our repair guy, luthier, guitar builder. And he wears Crocs, and the reason why he wears Crocs is because his feet hurt all the time, and he started wearing those, and they didn't. Well, Len's bought me a pair of Crocs like a while ago because we were talking about wearing, have them for like when we go to the beach or whatever. And I started wearing them to work, and I'm like, holy crap, my feet don't hurt anymore.
That's crazy, really.
I don't care what they look like. I have become a Croc person, at least when it comes to work.
You don't
wear
give
them
a
to
crock.
work. I don't give a crock. I'm wearing them.
That's funny.
So, I'm waiting for the day when the owner shows up just out of the blue, and
You're not supposed to wear them.
Well, see, here's the thing, because they're not ordinary Crocs. They're actually Crocs that are designed and made for the workplace.
Yeah.
So how are you going to complain about that?
Right.
I'm going to tell him,
Got
hey, you want to pay for my doctor bill because my feet hurt because I work my ass off at your store, or are you going to let me wear Crocs? That's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
See, that's how I got this shirt. See, I'm wearing a CA House shirt right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had a former employee who was a jackass, and one of the things that we're not supposed to do, and I understand it, it's like because you're working with the customers and on the floor, and it's a little too laid back. We're allowed to wear band shirts and stuff, but
well, you're sell music, so that
right.
makes sense. Yeah.
But he was like, don't wear sweatshirts. Like, don't wear hoodies. Don't wear hoodies. That was his thing. We could wear band shirts, anything we wanted. So basically, his rule was no torn jeans and no hoodies. I'm like,
what is wrong with a hoodie?
There's nothing wrong with a hoodie, but I'm thinking the breakdown is, hey, I get to wear t-shirts every day. I get to wear jeans every day. I can wear a band shirt. Like, I can wear any band shirt I want. Like, it's not an issue. Well, we had this jackass who decided he didn't care. He was just going to wear sweatshirts every day, and knew that the owner was coming, and basically was like, I'm going to wear it anyway. What's he going to do? Well, it was not good, because then we got a dress code.
Oh.
And got all this stuff, and so I just wrote my boss, my owner, and was just like, hey, listen, I do everything I can. Listen, I don't wear hoodies. This is what I wear every day to work. Is that an issue? And he wrote me back. He goes, oh no, man, just don't wear hoodies. I'm like, then why did we make a whole dress code just because this one jackass? Just tell us not to wear hoodies. And so and he said, out of that conversation, he goes, you want some CA House shirts? I went, yeah. Well, what size do you have? Well, I told him, and he goes, how many do you want? Well, I'll take however many you want. How about 4? I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, 3 weeks later, he printed shirts.
Oh, wow.
So we all have shirts. So that's what I'm saying.
Did you beat
He's
that guy with Crocs? The guy who wore the hoodie?
No, we eventually ran him off.
Nice.
I think the owner wanted to fire his ass, but he was like trying to wait it out. So he finally just left. And it's been so peaceful at work now. No stress whatsoever.
This is perfect. You just set up this segue perfect. I wanted to talk about the Zao shirt at your work.
Oh God. And there a couple more happen after that, since
you gotta tell the podcast listeners that story.
All right. And this will segue to something else I think you want to talk about too. So, I have the Blood and Fire shirt. I got it when the represses came out. Um, they kind of sent us some shirts, but I also wanted the Blood and Fire one because I love that album. So I got it, and it was funny. The week before, I wore my Redline shirt, and I joked around how it's like shameless self promotion, and so I walk in wearing the Zayo shirt, and my boss, who he was in a band called Deathmark back in the day, and Zayo and Deathmark used to play a lot of shows together. He starts laughing and he goes, "Are you promoting yourself?" I said, "No, I wasn't on this album, so I'm just promoting the band." And so he thought it was funny. So he has a real dry sense of humor, real straight faced. He can say things sometimes and people don't even know he's like mocking them or making fun of them or even cracking a joke. He's really good at it. So I'm wearing the Zayo shirt, saying up front, I'm working on some stuff, checking some stuff in. My boss is ringing this guy out who comes in all the time. And the guy just looks at me and he goes, "Oh yeah, yeah, Zayo, I remember them. They're like a hardcore band, right? Yeah, they were from around here." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, they were from around here." And my boss goes, "Yeah, Mick's a huge fan." Just deadpan, just Mick's a huge fan. And the guy goes, "Oh, you really like them? Yeah, yeah." It's like, "Yeah, then they just released a live album. It's really good." "Oh, really?" "Yeah, yeah." And then my my boss didn't drop a beat. Ryan, he just went, "Yeah, Mick even knows some of the guys, even the early ones."
Oh my
That's
goodness.
all he said. I kept a straight face. I didn't laugh. I didn't do nothing. The guy was like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah."
So you
Yeah,
never told him you
no,
were the
never
original
did.
bass player
He
of Zayo?
he came in. He came in today to pick up a guitar he dropped off, and he was looking for me, but I was on the phone. I was trying to see, I was like, I wonder if he figured it out yet. But what was funny was like, it wasn't maybe 2 hours later. This other guy brought up. He just walked right up to me. We're talking about guitars or whatever. And he goes, I saw Zayo in Morgantown 3 years ago. And I was like, "You did?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah, they were really good." I said, "Was it at 123 Pleasance?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Awesome. Yeah, I just saw them up there, a couple weeks ago." He goes, "Really?" I go, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "Man, I really like that band. They used to be from around here." I go, "I know, they did."
Oh my goodness.
Didn't say a word. It's just so funny. It's like, and Lindsay's like, "Why don't you say anything?" I said, "Because it's funnier when they finally figure it out and then they come back and go, what? Why didn't you say anything?" I'm like, "Well,
Because it's funny. And I
because
can
it's
talk about it
funny."
on my podcast.
But I do know this, and this is probably what I'm going to say the next time it happens. And I got approval from Lindsay as long as I tell them after I say this that I used to be in the band, and that is when somebody says, "Sayo, yeah, I really like that band," and I'm going to say, "Yeah, my wife has 3 kids with the original bass player."
Oh my gosh. She gave you permission to say
She gave me
that?
permission to say that, and then I'm going to say this because I'm the original bass player first. Yeah. I'm allowed to have a few dramatic pauses and then
Seconds,
I can
yeah.
say it. Yeah, then I can say it. But I think
Not
that'd be pretty
hours,
funny.
though?
Not hours. No.
Can't call him back
No.
an hour later and be like, "Hey, by the way."
By the way.
So that is a good segment too. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the Zayo live album because for my birthday, which was on Easter this year, I got the Zayo live at the church from the church, sorry,
Yeah.
VHS. And I hauled my awesome yet clunky VHS and DVD combo TV from like the 90s down from our storage space above our closet. So I had to like get a ladder and carry it down. And the thing's freaking heavy.
Oh yeah.
And boy loved like the intro. You know how they do that intro song?
Mhm.
But then when the when the vocals come in, when Dan starts singing, he automatically just put his hands over his ears. I think he thinks it's too scary.
Oh.
So we shut it off. And so Libby was like, "I'll take him for a walk so you can eat some of your pumpkin pie and watch your Zayo VHS." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So I got to watch part of the the Zayo VHS and eat some pumpkin pie. That was pretty sweet.
I know. It's a
Yeah,
good birthday.
Well, I put in the Mighty Ducks cartoon, and boy just kept sticking his hand in the slot where you put the
Right.
cassette or the VHS tape, and I was like, "No, stop!" And he's like, "Well, this is fun."
Wait till he slides a slice of cheese in there.
Well, oh goodness. Well, he kept like hitting the tape, so I couldn't get it out. I had to take like both fingers and pop it up.
Oh gosh.
So I was like, "All right, that's enough of that." Putting it back up in
Put it back up in storage.
in storage, yeah.
So what did you think? What did you think about it? The live recording?
Well, I didn't get to finish it, but I loved it so much that I ordered it on Blu-ray.
Nice. So you
So it
probably
should-
got the one that I got then.
Yeah, it should, the CD, Blu-ray, and
Yeah,
it should be here in a few days.
awesome.
Because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna watch this VHS probably for a while.
I really dig
I
it.
liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
I asked Lindsay the other night, I said, so am I just saying this because I was in the band or those guys are my friends, or is it really good? Like, is it really that good? And she goes, I think it's really that good. I think it sounds awesome because we've listened to it since we got it beginning of the week. It's stayed in the van. Like that's what we've been listening to in the van.
You mean the actual like see, so I don't know the actual quality of the sound yet.
Yeah.
Because I watched it on VHS. And I had to watch it on a built-in, listen to it with the built-in speaker on that combo machine. So I guess I can let you know when I get my Blu-ray.
Man, it freaking sounds so good. It has become, and I haven't, and here's the thing, I haven't even got to watch it yet. I haven't had time. I just been listening to the CD.
Yeah.
And it's become like, it's probably in one of the top 5 live albums that I like.
Yeah, live albums are sometimes rough.
Yeah.
But this one's good.
And I get like they, professionally recorded it, but
yeah,
a lot of live albums, when you're actually going to release a live album, they do that.
Yes,
but like
most, yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like, the Bob Dylan Hard Rain Live, one of my favorite live albums. I know this is probably going to be cliche and people be like, whatever, but I like the Nirvana Unplugged live album. I think it sounds awesome.
It's great, yeah.
It sounds amazing on vinyl too.
Or even, I haven't heard it on vinyl, but even Tom Waits' Glitter and Doom, that's taken from different shows, but that's really good too.
Right.
That's from that tour.
This to me is up there with those for me. I think it's the songs that they picked. Like it's very atmospheric.
So also, I don't really like Bob Dylan or listen to Bob Dylan, as you know, but so I don't know. My point is I don't know about that live album, but but like, okay, like when you listen to Johnny Cash live at Folsom Prison or any live album really, or like or Tom Waits, the Glitter and Doom tour, those songs are more, there's a lot, like Chocolate Jesus is way more upbeat. Like it's sort of like a new take on it, and it's more upbeat, and I enjoy more upbeat songs.
Right.
And so like when Johnny Cash is like sometimes they'll play a little bit faster live and put a little bit more oomph into it. I dig that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that Nirvana Unplugged album is so good because it's these songs done completely different, but you realize how really good they are.
Right.
How well written songs they are, and how awesome musicians they are or were.
Yeah. Totally.
Or were.
And plus the songwriting and the lyrical content, like especially on that Unplugged Nirvana album, I don't know, for me it was like the first time I could actually hear the angst and even the pain in some of the songs, because it stripped down acoustic was different. But for me, like this Zayo record is kind of like that, and it's very atmospheric, very different. I was telling Lindsay, it's almost like, and I know these guys dig this stuff too, it was almost like it was written during a zombie apocalypse. It has that doom kind of feel to it.
Yeah, well, almost like Save Yourself from Hell, or even the newest album.
Yeah. And so, and I know those guys all dig that.
They love horror movies, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Especially Dan.
and because it's from, it's live from the church. I don't know. It just had that kind of feel. I was like, so I'm excited to see, because I know I've seen some clips, and I think I didn't get to see it when they actually did it live a couple years ago online, but I saw some clips afterwards, and I think the feel of what they got going on in that room too when they recorded it kind of has that feel too. So I'm excited to watch it.
And this drummer, I know he's not new anymore, but like
Right.
I haven't really seen much with him. He's really good, and he's almost like he's the captain of the ship a little bit. Like he's
Oh yeah, man.
really steering it. I don't know. There's something about him as a drummer that really ties this band back together.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
And I think this record shows it off too. I think because I've
Oh,
seen
for
him live
sure,
a couple
for sure.
times, and you can't really see that well back in there, but this kind of really showcases that.
Yeah. No, I
It's
agree to that.
awesome.
Yeah.
No, I like it a lot. So if you haven't got it yet, you need to go get it. I think they even still have. I think
Holy
they were
Mountain
down to
does.
yeah, they were down to one VHS at Holy Mountain. They still have cassettes and CD, DVD,
yes.
Blu-rays.
So I bought a cassette and a CD and Blu-ray. That's what I got.
Nice.
On my second buy, because I was like, I'm
Your
never
second
gonna have
buy.
time. Yeah, I'm never gonna have time because I can listen to the cassette. I have 2 tape players at work here, so I can listen to it all the time at work.
Nice. I think you will enjoy it live.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I like it, but like I said, I only heard it on a
Right.
combo VHS player. But segueing from Zayo and vinyl, you sent me a Norma Jean "Me Without You" split that I was gonna buy from you, and I think
Yeah.
we both kind of forgot about it for a second.
No, I was holding on to it,
Okay.
and I was waiting because I knew your birthday was coming, and I was like, if I don't say anything, he'll forget about it,
Yeah,
and
I
then I
did.
can give it to him for his birthday. So I was waiting.
That was awesome, dude. It's beautiful too. It's like white with some like speckles in it.
Yeah.
It's a great looking record. So I appreciate that. I would want to tell you on the podcast. I made a joke about you guys sending me a what's that guy's name? Curious George book, but
Curious
it was for
George.
my son.
Yeah, it was for
Like, how'd you know I wanted this?
and a Tailspin comic book.
Oh yeah, dude, I loved Tailspin when I was
we did too.
a kid.
Yeah.
And I told you I call boy little britches sometimes.
Yes. Well, Lindsay was like, I can't believe why did you give a Tailspin comic book? And I was like, babe, that's the other one. I said, it's just been sitting there. I was like, well, I know Wiley likes Tailspin. We just need to send it to him. She goes, oh, okay.
Yeah.
She was so because she loves Tailspin. So she was like, what? I'm like,
that's what she said when I sent the picture. She's like, I like Tailspin. Hey, let's talk about flooding in West Virginia and some of these photos you sent us. That's on my list of topics.
Listen, here is not as bad as it is in the southern part of the state because they got hit with tornadoes. And I know Kentucky and parts of Ohio did. We got a little bit of wind, but what we're getting is all this rain. And, Parkersburg's right on the Ohio River. Across the river from us is Belpre. On down a little bit is Marietta, Ohio. Marietta, like that place floods all the time. And some friends of ours who own Stoked Coffee, like they literally were out yesterday putting sandbags around their building because they're like, I think they were forecasting the river's rising and it's going to keep rising until the 6th of April. Like it's not going to stop.
That's Johnny Cash song too.
Yeah.
So and rising.
I think it was cresting tonight at 41.5 feet above. Yeah. And so it's supposed to go to, they're thinking maybe 56. It's crazy,
dude,
man.
Those photos you sent are nuts. There's people kayaking in the street.
I told you if it gets any higher, there will be somebody, because it's West Virginia. There will be somebody on a jet ski at some point going down the street.
That's insane. So luckily for you, though, you bought a house on a hill.
Yes, we live on the hillside of Parkersburg.
Which is good.
Yes. The downtown of Parkersburg was famous for being flooded all the time until they built the flood wall. We actually have a flood wall that goes down.
So are some of these houses underwater or in water?
The ones in Belpre and that's across the river, I showed you those. Like that one guy's house, it was probably 10 feet away. The river was like 10 feet away from his house. So I don't know. I haven't seen anything tonight, but I mean, if I was that dude, I'd be putting sandbags out in my yard.
Sandbags
Hey,
ain't gonna do nothing.
I'm like, geez. And I know, like, if you live on Ohio River, especially where those guys is, you have to have flood insurance. Basically, if you live anywhere in the city except for where we are, and towards the north, you don't. But if you're in the eastern part of the city, basically, you have to have flood insurance because
That's crazy.
it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. When it happens, it's bad. Um, it's not as like because I messaged you and told you that, like, it was kind of it wasn't too much of a joke, but it was like, 85 and 88 for me when I was a kid. There was bad floods in West Virginia, and kind of learn from, if I'm gonna buy a house, I'm gonna make sure it's a little higher, because yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to see that happen.
Hey, speaking of 1985,
Yep.
random. When do you think the internet came out, or it was invented? When do you think the internet was a thing? When do you think was the invention of the internet?
Okay. I don't know, but I'll tell you this. You tell me what it is and blow my mind about that, and then I will blow your mind with something else. Go for it.
Okay, but before we blow each other's minds,
Yes.
the reason I'm talking about this and I looked up some dates is because
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, when people saw the invention of the TV,
Yeah.
they were probably like, holy cow, this is a game changer, right?
Right.
And then when people saw the invention of, like the automobile and stuff like that, like how huge that is for society. For
Yeah.
us, if you think about it though, we were the generation, and I know we're, 6 years apart or whatever, but
Mhm.
we were the generation, we were alive when the internet and
Right.
social media started. Like, people before us didn't really
No.
have any of that. So we were like, when we were born, there was already cars, there was already
Right.
electricity, there was already TV, all that stuff. There's, it was already invented. So we saw the start of the internet and then social media. And, like my son and your kids have always known that.
Right.
I just think that's crazy.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, I was trying to explain to this guy I work with who's way younger than me, like way, way younger than me, about how in the 90s, when I was in high school, there was talk of having cell phones, but
Mhm.
basically it was like the military has those satellite phones. There was some places around the country that, had cell phones. They weren't real big in West Virginia, but you had the wireless phone at your house. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like the,
Yep.
you cordless phone. So we
Yep.
had those. But I remember in 95, the first year we went on tour, my dad had what was called a bag phone, which was
Mhm.
basically a cell phone in a bag. Huge thing. And he let us take that on tour for emergencies because it cost so much to use it.
Yeah.
That was 95. I didn't have a cell phone myself. I did not have a cell phone until like 2002.
I think mine was at, so I lived at Japuza until 2004. So I didn't really get a cell phone, I think, till like the end of 2004.
Yeah. So it's crazy to think, and we lived through that. Like, there was the internet when I was younger, let's say in the early, maybe 85, 86. I remember this kid that lived out in the middle of nowhere in Richwood, West Virginia. He would take his phone, like a corded phone, old school rotary phone, take it off and put it on the modem, like the receiver and everything sat on the modem, and would he would prank call people through the interweb.
Yeah, like the Jerky
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah, yeah. So, but it was like before that. I mean, it was just totally through the internet. And then I remember him somehow, because one of the teachers at school was like really techie, and he had some stuff, and he would talk to that guy. They would send stuff to where he would print it out on his printer. And I think it was a Commodore 64 was the printer. God,
wow.
I'm showing my age. But yeah, that was the cool thing back in the day. So when was the year? What was it?
Well, so the invention of the internet was 1983.
Woo.
Social media platforms started in 1997. But so when those started, though, that doesn't mean that's when they got big and everyone was
Right.
using them, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
social media platforms started in 97. I don't remember people using really social media unless you're counting like blogs and
Yeah.
chat
Chat
forums and
rooms.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
chat rooms.
I had a good friend who I did
But
a radio show
97,
with. Yeah.
I didn't even know of that.
Well, I had a friend in 97 who I did a radio show with, and he still lived at home with his mom and dad. And he would get in these chat rooms for like, and be on them for hours and hours on end at night. And come to find out, like when he would get on them, the phone wasn't going, because you remember if you couldn't get on the phone if you were on the internet,
Right.
it went through
Yeah.
that line. So
The AOL connection
yeah,
thing.
it was connecting. It's connecting all the way to Huntington, West Virginia, which is 2 hours, 3 hours away. So
Oh my
his
goodness.
phone bill was astronomical. He had to work. I forget how long he had to work to pay it off. It was hilarious.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah.
Like you used to have to pay for text messaging,
Right.
like
Oh yeah.
all this crazy stuff. So basically, so the invention of the cell phone was 1973, but again, like people who were rich didn't even have them until like the 80s,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
the invention of the smartphone, though, I think when the iPhone 1 came out in 2007, I think that changed everything.
Yeah.
Because before that, you had Blackberries, right?
Yes.
And you couldn't really hook up to the internet, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when the iPhone came out in 2007, I think that was the game changer that changed everything.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy. 2007.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
The cell phone that we use now, like, has more computing power than all the computers probably combined that we've ever owned in our life.
That's so crazy.
I mean, it has more computing power than what the what they used to go to the moon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So the funny thing, like Back to the Future, I think 2015 was the future, and
Yeah.
Back to the Future 2. Like, it's funny that, because how would they? They don't know. They're just guessing. I think they did a great job with that movie, but I love that there's still facts in it.
Right.
in the future.
And the Cubs did win the World Series finally.
The year, I think, either before or after that. After that, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was nuts. 2016 is when they won.
Yeah, and the thing was, in 2015 they were close.
Wow. What if they would have
Yep.
won in 2015? That would have
I
been
know.
crazy. All right.
Been-
So last thing I have before we get into coffee and hardcore on my
Wait.
No,
Wait,
I got
wait.
two things actually. I got two things.
The thing that I was going to tell you that's going to blow your mind. When do you think the first video call was done? What year?
Video call?
Video call. What year?
Gosh.
Don't cheat and Google it.
I'm not. I'm going to say 2011.
1927
What?
by AT&T.
How?
I don't know, man.
Wait, what year?
1927.
1927 was the invention of the telephone.
1927 was the very first video call. It was a form of video telephony.
Is that because the television was invented then that they could do that?
Yep. And here's what's crazy. In Germany, right after this in the 30s, you could go to the post office and literally call your family and friends in a whole other city.
So that was probably huge then.
Yeah. The thing about just think about that. And I never knew. It blew. It was one of those things that I read right before I went to bed, and then I couldn't go to bed. Couldn't sleep. I had to wake Lindsay up. I was like, listen.
Guess what? 1927, the first video call happened.
She's like,
what?
Shut up. Sorry, I had to, because that blew my mind. I had to tell you. So there you go.
This band called X Redline X that you and I might be, that we're in. I think we're in.
Yeah, we are.
Both of our, yeah. 11th Hour music video released 2 years ago on April 8th, 2022.
Oh. See, we were predicting the eclipse.
What?
The solar eclipse happens on April 8th this year.
Oh, really?
2 years before we
Oh,
dropped
I
that
didn't know
video,
that. I didn't
set
know
things in motion, and now the lights are going to turn out. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so that's kind of crazy. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts.
Yeah.
That was fun to do.
Yeah. I'm glad we're in a band together. That's
Yeah.
cool.
It was a
Glad
deep,
we're gonna-
serious video.
Yeah. So,
But-
by the way, you should go check it out. We'll put a link to it, maybe.
Yes, we can do that.
It's about suicide prevention. It's one of Marco and Tom's, the two main guys in the video. One of their really, really close friends committed suicide, and it's a video honoring him and his family.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to. This is a really weird segue after that, but do you think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be pizza snobs?
No.
Okay, because Mark in our hockey group sent a photo of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as the iconic Minor Threat photo on the steps.
Right. Yeah.
And one of them, I think it was Michelangelo, had a Pizza Hut box. And I commented, I don't think the Ninja Turtles would eat Pizza Hut. And then I thought, maybe they would. Are they pizza snobs? And I said, this is worthy of conversation.
So here's the reason why he's eating Pizza Hut in that picture.
Because of Pepsi?
No, because Pizza Hut sponsored the newer movies. Because you could go, because when the cartoon movie came out recently, you could get a turtle pizza, it was like
back in the day.
Yeah, and their boxes actually had different. Like I used to have the Michelangelo one. I don't know what happened to it. The kids might have took it because you could color it, and so like that was this year.
Sounds like something kids would have.
Yeah, but what do you remember what the pizza company was from the original movies?
I don't. What was
Domino's.
Oh, it was Domino's?
It was Domino's.
So why would they have pizza? Oh, you just explained it. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
The reason I said Pepsi, isn't Pizza Hut a Pepsi product company?
Yes.
And Pepsi in the original photo of Minor Threat, I think they're sitting on a Pepsi crate.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where that came from. Anyways, you want to get into some coffee or some hardcore first?
Let's do coffee first because I'm drinking coffee.
Me too.
I'm making coffee. Anybody want coffee? I'm making coffee. I'm having a cup of coffee. Does anybody want coffee? Because I'm having a cup of coffee.
Why don't you go?
All right. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start talking about this coffee.
Mm-hmm. Please do.
As I talk about this coffee, I want you to hold your judgments until the end. Because I'm going to tell you something about this coffee, and you're instantly going to go, no. But let me explain. All right. So this has become one of my wife's go-to coffees when we get up in the morning and there's not a whole lot of time to brew some coffee.
Okay.
Got to be on the go. So it is an instant coffee.
That's why you don't want me to judge.
Yes, don't judge. Okay. So how we got this coffee was we were in Morgantown for the Zayo show, and we were running around, and she's been wanting to find an authentic Asian market to go to.
Did you guys really dig the Zayo show?
Yes, it was really good. It was at 123 Pleasant Street, the club up there. They have amazing sound, and Zayo was actually able to bring an engineer that they work with quite a bit, and he ran the sound, and it was probably the best that I've heard them live in a scenario like that. Other than the new DVD, that was probably the best I've seen. Yes.
So I have to our listeners, I have to apologize. I made a mistake. I said Mick was going to watch the Zayo show that they were recording. That's what we thought, but
sorry,
that was not the case.
No,
I was wrong.
You were wrong.
We thought you were actually going. I didn't know at the time that Live from the Church was like a studio / live kind of thing. And I thought you guys were going to the church and recording it. So I flubbed up on that. I thought I'd let the listeners know. Sorry.
But no, that was a good show.
Okay, sorry. Coffee.
Yeah. So we went to this Asian market. She was looking around, grabbing some stuff that she wants because she's got a bunch of recipes that she wants to make using certain things. So she was finding a bunch of stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look around for some coffee. So I start looking around and I find this coffee called Kopiko Brown Coffee.
Hmm.
It's
That's the
from
actual name.
yes, and it's from Indonesia. It's named after a coffee bean from Hawaii. Now, I don't know the
Interesting.
connection, but hey.
Okay.
So it's an Indonesian coffee company,
Named after a Hawaiian bean.
named after a Hawaiian bean. All right, I'm going to show Wiley what it looks like. This is what it comes in. It's a little package.
It's almost like a ramen package.
Yes. It is, I'm not joking, it is absolutely delicious. It is so, for an instant coffee.
What is it,
I'm
like a medium?
drinking it right now. It is a medium blend. It's very rich, and I got the brown coffee not knowing that it has a little bit of it's a little softer maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as harsh. So, which I'm glad I got, but it's, you can get the brown coffee and there's a few other ones that's out now which I want to try, and there's actually one that's not, they make some that's not instant. But what they got famous for first before their coffee was actually coffee candy.
Interesting.
And the
like
coffee, hard candy, and one hard candy, which is about smaller than the size of a quarter, is the equivalent of drinking 3 cups of coffee.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's really good. Like,
How's
they
that
taste
possible?
good. I have no idea. That's their thing, I guess. I was reading before we earlier at work today about
Hopefully
them.
there's like a warning on the bag.
There is.
Okay.
And I guess what I was reading something about how in England they have to actually, it has to be very prominent.
Yeah, because what if you accidentally eat like 5?
Can you imagine?
You're just jacked. You don't sleep for 3 days.
Dude, they're good. They're good. They taste awesome. And they work.
I do have a bone to pick with you though.
Yeah, what's that?
You also told the podcast on a season before that there was this coffee from the dollar store that wasn't bad. So I took your advice and went and bought it, and it was undrinkable. I think I like texted you and I was like, "You bastard, coffee's nasty."
I may have masked the nastiness with some.
Yeah, because I don't put sugar or creamer in mine, so it was undrinkable.
Sorry about that.
I gave some to Cody, and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" It's like, I have to brush my teeth.
That's hilarious. Yes, yes. But yeah, that Kopiko brown coffee. My wife wanted me to say that this is her go-to coffee as far as
what?
like
Really?
If we're in a pinch, you know what I'm saying? We're in a pinch. It is. I'm not, dude. I'm not joking. It's
so if you're in a
freaking
pinch,
good.
So is it like the equivalent of like, I used to smoke cigarettes like 100 years ago. Is it like the equivalent of you can't find a cigarette, so you go around the ashtrays and roll one of your own with leftovers? Okay.
No. Like,
because that's a pinch to me.
It's like very good. I'm not joking. It is good.
Okay.
It's good. It's not Oak and Crow good.
Well, I would hope not.
But it's good. It's good.
Instant coffee packed in a ramen package. If it's Oak and Crow good, Oak and Crow's in trouble.
It's a little bigger than a little bit bigger than a.
No, it's about the same size.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, gives you a little thing of how to do it.
Listen, I'm not dissing this coffee. I haven't tried it. I'm just saying.
It's good. I don't know if you'll drink it because it looks like it has some sort of milk product in it.
Yeah, instant diarrhea.
Yeah, no, it's not, dude. I promise you, I haven't had diarrhea since I've been drinking. I drank it tonight, but no, it's good. I like it a lot.
I'm saying
Lindsay
if there's
likes
milk in it.
Oh, for you, yeah, that's true. Yeah, sorry about that.
Libby's been sneaking some stuff in, and I haven't been.
You haven't been pooping?
Nah, there's a couple times my stomach has been super irritated, but I don't know what it's from, so who knows.
I was thinking that I would like to get some almond milk
and
make this coffee with it. I think it'd be delicious.
I like what you're saying.
So yeah. Anyway, Kopiko from Indonesia, named after a
Cool.
Hawaiian coffee bean. Boom. I'll put a link to it.
All right. Mine is Red Rooster Coffee.
Ooh. Okay.
Established in 2010.
Okay.
They are from Virginia. Or
Okay.
proudly manufactured in Virginia. So yeah, I guess so. Or it says the bag is. But we'll just pretend that
Right,
the
we'll
coffee
pretend it.
company's from there
Right.
too.
Right.
It's got some cool stuff on this bag. It said, "Did you know Red Rooster is the only coffee company in the U.S. with on-site childcare?" I like that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but I mean, they put it on the bag, so it must be, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't read it anywhere else. This is a breakfast blend, and Libby got it for me. I'm drinking it right now, medium roast. It says it's balanced, sweet and nutty blend with hints of milk chocolate. And the crazy thing is I taste that.
Oh, nice.
Like
Good.
I usually don't read something on a bag and go, "Oh, that's right on." I'm usually like, "What were they smoking?" But it says it's award-winning coffee roasted by hand in small batches, and I think it's really, really good. It's let me take a sip here, okay?
Do it.
It's crazy. So it's super smooth when you first take a sip, and then it gives you like this really nice flavor, nutty flavor bite.
Oh, okay.
I think it's really good. Like it's like it says sweet and nutty, but so it's weird. So it's like, see that first sip I take right away, it's
Yeah.
this sweet, super smooth, and then it changes to like this really strong nutty flavor that's actually
Right.
really, really good. And shoot, I recommend this coffee. Libby got it for me, and I'm really excited about this coffee.
Awesome.
So, it is roasted also in Virginia. So,
Oh, cool.
so we're good. No false information there.
No false information, not at all.
I couldn't find. I went to their website. It looks like their coffee ranges from like $16 to $19 for a 12-ounce bag, which isn't terrible these days. But I couldn't find this one. They had other medium blends, but I couldn't find this breakfast blend on their website. So I don't know if this was like a store exclusive or if
Right.
a Whole Food store exclusive, or if they're not making this right now and they just shipped them to stores. I don't know. But I would buy it again. I would drink it again. It's good. And here's what it looks like. It's got a little bluebird on it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, when Libby bought it for me, I'm like, what is this, grandma coffee? It looks like something a grandma would pick up, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
But it's really good. This ain't your grandma's toffee. I mean, it might be, but it's also
It could be.
It's also us middle-aged guy coffee too. So I'm a fan. You wanna talk about some hardcore bands?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
You and I haven't done any reviews in a while.
I know.
We've had other people do it for us.
Yes.
Thanks, Steven. Hardcore Encyclopedia.
We've had other people do our work.
Let me just interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
The Bruins are winning 4-1 against the Hurricanes, and it's in the third with only 50 seconds left. So they're going to win this game.
Well, good, because they've been
that's-
sucking
Well,
lately. But
they're fourth in the league right now.
okay.
They're number one in their division, but they have gone to overtime like 15 times and lost. But they still get a point for that. I think they're tied with another team, which might be the Islanders, for the most overtime goals or the most overtime losses, but you still get a point for that. So
It's like the Ducks a couple years ago.
I'd call that a little bit of a suck.
Yeah.
But better than I could do. Yeah, let's talk hardcore.
I'm eating jelly beans.
Jelly beans.
These are we call these my
Easter?
night. Yeah, I call these my nighttime jelly beans.
Nice. I like this episode
Sorry.
because it's just like if we
Right.
just called each other.
Right. Hey, Wiley,
People-
look, I got nighttime jelly beans.
Exactly. Like normally that wouldn't be on a
Right.
podcast. Cut that.
Oh god.
I got three bands to talk about. Let's hear what you got.
Okay. All
How
right.
many you got? Two?
I got a couple.
Okay. Couples too.
Yeah. I will throw this out, and I know because Jacob talked about it on the last episode, but I really dig the new Spaced album.
Oh, Jacob didn't talk about it.
Not Jacob, sorry. Steven.
The Hardcore Encyclopedia.
The Hardcore Encyclopedia, yes. He kind of did a little clip for us. I really dig that album.
Yeah, Spaced was one of mine that I was going to talk about. So I guess we'll talk about.
Well,
I'll talk. I have
yeah.
two.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not going to talk about them. I just want to say I liked it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's one of my favorite records right now.
Yeah, it's really good. So I'll save that for you. I want to bring up Mindz Eye, their album, The Vision. We reviewed their last record. That was the one, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
I sent it to you, and you were like, this is kind of like 90s grunge with hardcore. Yep. Or, and so they kind of...
few seasons back, right?
Yeah. So they kind of carry on that tradition of that kind of feel, but take it to a whole other level.
Yeah,
and
you should send that to me.
I will. It's very good. The album's called The Vision. It just dropped, I think either Friday or the Friday before.
Oh, nice.
It's freaking good. It still has the same kind of vibe to it, but heavier.
Oh.
It's heavier with the same kind of vibe. There's some different parts that make you, that feel like, oh, am I listening to Guitars from a Nirvana record, or something like that.
I like that about at first it threw me, but
right.
Once I got used to it, I was like, this is really cool.
But it's really, I really dig it. Been really enjoying it. I know Steven's in it. I think he may have thrown it in the text that we share with everyone, and we always drop albums to each other and stuff. And I know I'm pretty sure that was one of them. But man, it is just so freaking good. And I love the guitar tone. I love just the feel and the sound of the whole thing. I think they really just knocked it out of the park as far as trying to record something that's really gonna, I don't know, carry some, I guess, or definitely draw people's attention toward it, because it is just so freaking good.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it.
I don't know. People are saying things like, this is horrible. Mindz Eye, the Vision EP for fans of Turnstile when they were good.
Oh, come on.
I know that's horrible, but
so what's this whole thing now about Turnstile? People were loving that new record, and now it's getting hate now.
Just because they feel because they went on they went on all those tours. They were
what? Good for them. They're working.
Exactly. They're
people are such haters, man.
I know, but
it sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's just how the band Scowl a couple of years ago, that record came out and people were hopping all over them because they were playing all these shows and they're getting, I'm like, dude, that's the whole point of playing,
Yeah. What do you expect these bands to do? Stay underground so you can say underground bands? Go get bent. Who cares?
But I think this record by Mindz Eye is one of those ones that can definitely grab some attention. And maybe, I hate using the word crossover because it's so dumb. People like music when they like music, and I think this will snag some ears outside.
No, but I do think crossing over into other genres is important to get noticed. Yeah. That's what Turnstile did. They crossed over to different genres and started playing different shows. And to me, if you're a hardcore purist, why?
Right.
Why can't other things be influenced or interjected into the music? I just don't understand why things have to be so. Dude, go if you want to be a hardcore purist, go just listen to Agnostic Front and no, seriously, and Madball.
I know, yeah.
And Slapshot, which I love those bands, but it's there's other styles of music, there's other kind of music that I could see if Agnostic Front came out with a weird Turnstile type record, why people would lose their minds, and they should, because at this point, they've been, doing this since 81 or 82. Don't change it up now. But Turnstile is, they're doing something fresh.
Right.
Sorry,
exactly.
That was a dumb rant.
No, it was good. No, I think it's perfect. And you know what's crazy is like, guys, I feel like we've talked to some old heads and from bands like that, and they're all for these bands experimenting and doing this stuff. Like there's like they're just happy that the young kids are doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like
Mm-hmm.
Scott from Terror was very open and very honest about supporting young bands. And then we have on a band, Ankle Biter, what, a year later? And who's the
Yeah.
person that's behind him and pushing him? And
Yeah.
like Ankle Biter doesn't sound like Terror at all, but he's all like, guys, yeah, do this, and he's been helping them out. That's stuff that I like.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
really like I like it when, you know, people move beyond that shit and just be real. Like it's a good record. Did we want to play a track off of Mind's Eye?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Okay, we'll play.
100%.
All right, we'll play Raw Deal.
Let's do it.
Surrounded by self-doubt, but it can break me down. My callous fingers rip my spirit out. Give me the strength to survive. I won't be the race. See what I see and feel what I feel. Caught in under the raw deal. Won't get a thing from me.
There it was.
Bada boom. I'm gonna check out that whole record. You're gonna
Yeah,
send
you
that
got to,
me.
dude. It's good. It's good. All right, so here's my other one.
Yes.
It's a band called No Man. The album is called Glitter and Spit. Trying to see when it just came out. I know it.
I like that band name and I like that album title.
Yeah. It just dropped on March 29th is when the album dropped. Real heavy, real
That was
like,
Good Friday, right?
yes, real heavy, real like passionate vocals. Definitely like in the, I don't know, in the vein of Gum and who else am I thinking of? Gum and a few other like more gritty hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
But just really, I don't know. I think what caught my eye is I saw somebody. It may have been, who's the guy that does videos all the time? He does really good videos. He goes and records bands. What's his name?
856.
Yeah, he posted on his Instagram about like some videos that he shot of him, and it was so. I was like, gosh, these guys, jeez. And so I started looking, and then I went and found the album and started listening to it. I'm like, man, these guys, and they have that feel of like Gum and gosh, why can't I think of that other band? Gum and what's that other? Is it Going Off? No, I don't think Going Off is who it is. I'm thinking of. Oh shoot,
It's
make
all
me so
right.
angry when I can't remember.
I know, I hate it. And then that's all you can
Right,
think
right.
about.
Shoot. Kind of, yeah. Because I'm looking at stuff now. Kind of like Gum and Wreckage, not Wreckage, Buggin'.
Okay.
Gum and
Buggin',
Buggin', that kind of feel sassy, not sassy, but just real slappy. It's just passionate stuff. And I
I
don't
would
know.
say
I just really
that
dig it.
music's sort of sassy in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. But
I think sassy is a good term, by the way.
oh yeah, okay, all right, yeah,
Don't you?
yeah, I do.
Like if someone tells me that my vocals sound sassy, I'd be like, hell yeah. Like if they listen to the new Redline and they're like, "What'd you think of it, dude? Those vocals were sassy as hell." I'd be like, "Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
So I could take that as a compliment.
Yeah, no, it's good. Very, very like from what I saw of them live, very passionate, very, very into what they're doing, very like going off, like getting the crowd hype, but also like their record comes off that way too. So
Mhm.
I dig it. It's very, it kind of to me, I like them like the same way I like the band Power Alone. Like I like
Power Love's
Power
good. Yeah,
Alone.
you love them.
Yeah, because they're just so like they it's like they don't give a shit. They're just gonna say what they're gonna say. They're gonna get it out there, don't care who they piss off, and they're just passionate about it. And I feel like if you ask them a question, they would be able to have an intelligent conversation about what they're actually singing about. That's the vibe I get from this band. They're
Mm.
very passionate about what they think, at least the jive that I get. Very passionate about what they think. They sing about it. They want to, not overbearing like, you know, remember
Yeah,
in the 90s there were some bands that could be very, very, very whatever.
I
Me
know
being
exactly
in
what you're talking
me
about.
being in one of those in the early days. But not like that, but just being able to be passionate about what they believe in and then have an intelligent conversation about it afterwards. That's what I get from these guys. So yeah, I dig them a lot. And I want to play the song called God's Neighborhood.
Awesome.
I really
Let's
dig
do
that
it.
song. All right, here it comes.
And God would not be ashamed to share a neighborhood with that band.
Oh gosh. All right. Those were
Ding
my
dong. Quit ding dong ditching God's door. All right. So I have two, but sort of three, because I'm gonna go talk about Space also.
two. Okay.
We had Space on the podcast. Y'all should go back and listen to that episode.
Oh yeah.
I even tell them in the episode, like, they had just signed to Rev Records, like they were taking off. I said, I want to get you on this podcast before you're too big to where we can't get you. And they
Right.
laughed about it, but we all know it's true.
Oh yeah.
So I bought it on cassette tape. It's 8 blistering hardcore tracks released on Revelation Records. Can I get a what?
What?
Yeah. Clocks in at 15 minutes, 15 wonderful minutes, I might add.
Yes.
And again, as you already stated, I know Steven did a blurb about the album, but it's so good that we need to talk about it again.
Yes.
So the Hardcore Encyclopedia dropped Big Picture, which is actually a really, really good track.
Yes.
I want to go with, first off, just let me say this record is a step above. And I remember them saying they would send this record to the Rev Records guy. And he kept saying, you can do better. I know you can do better. And they're like, oh, yeah, I can. And that really shows that they put all that effort into the record and they were willing to listen to this person to get the best record they could, because these songs are so good. Like when it came out, I remember listening to it 3 times in a row. I was at work.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love this record. I think the hard work shines through this. Talented musicianship shines through this, and the energy and passion really shines through this record. And to me, this, I know it's only, April, but this might so far is one of the best records of this early year so far.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm going with Running Man. That's my jam. So let's drop Running Man now.
All right.
That is so good.
Yes. So freaking good.
I'm going to talk about one that's not from this year, but it's because it's from last year, but I just recently listened to it.
Okay.
I've been listening to the Velocity demo a lot recently. It came out August of 2023, and it was on my radar. And I don't know if Steven sends so much stuff, and like if I like artwork, I'll check it out. But then I forget very quickly because just so much stuff comes in. But I think this might have been one that he sent, and I put it on a list to listen to. And recently I started listening to a lot of stuff that I had written down. Like, to be fair, I was going through my notes and I was like, oh, there's a note of like 20 bands I wrote down that I should listen to that I forgot about. And so they were on that. And like the last week, I've just been playing out this demo, and it's so good. It came out August of 2023 last year. Like I said, I finally got around to listening to it. So much raw, hardcore energy. It's crazy. Like, I know it's a demo,
Right.
but I haven't heard this much like raw energy. It sounds like a true like 80s. It sounds like time travelers from now went to the 80s and recorded in like an 80s studio, right? Like people
Right.
from 2024 took a trip back to 1986
Okay.
and went and recorded a record. It's that good. The vocals are in your face, solid hardcore punk. Drums are leading this pack here. Like it's just ripping guitar riffs. Huge fan. 7 songs that clocks in at 10 minutes. My jams are Push Comes to Shove.
Okay.
And I want to kick those jams out right now. So let's kick out the jams. Push Comes to Shove. Let's
All
drop
right.
that track now. Woo, woo. Dude, this band is just raw, passionate energy. So good. I love it. I'm a fan. I hope you're a fan too, everybody.
I'm stoked to listen to it because I need to listen to the rest of it. So I'm stoked for that. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a link to all these.
Nice.
Last but not least.
Okay.
Okay. This album is absolute fire. Cosmic Joke by Cosmic Joke.
Okay.
It's a banger. It's a banger. 9 tracks clocking in at 14 minutes, released January of this year, 2024. Driving, fun, hard-hitting hardcore punk with melodies and power. I'm telling you, I absolutely love how this vocalist does his vocal delivery. That's a huge thing for me, and this vocalist is so good at it. I just think this is a record that I was doing work and I had on, and it's so good, and the music is so good that it's like one of those records that you can just kind of let keep playing.
Yeah. Okay.
Over and over. Like there's some records you listen to and that you're like, that was really good, but that was really intense. Like, I don't know if I'm in that kind of mood.
Right.
This is a record that it doesn't really matter what kind of mood you're in. Like it kind of brings you through this, this trip. Like it kind of brings you on a trip. Right. And it's got a lot of different flavors for you to intake. And it's really cool because it can be background, but it can also be forefront. And like I'll get super busy and I'm listening on my headphones and I'll be concentrating on something else. And then like parts that the lyrics, I think the singer is a great lyricist. Like I think his lyrics like stand out. And it's one thing that'll bring me out of like concentrating on work is, I know that probably sounds bad, but he'll say things and I'll be like, holy cow, that's really cool. And then it'll force me to listen. And so that's a compliment, by the way.
Awesome.
Like he'll take me out of that drivey trip of working and concentrating and be like, whoa, what did he say? I gotta rewind that and listen to that because that's really interesting. But anyways, let's play the track Cosmic Joke by the band Cosmic Joke off the album Cosmic Joke. Now.
What we say isn't all we affect. What we get isn't it less. Living for today I consider selfish. Life is certain death. Governments and lies isn't leading disease. Avoiding persecution, we do as we please. Baked into a corner, don't turn away. Facing judgment day. I wanna know. How did we get here? Where do we go? Where do we go? Can't break away. Existence other than mine. Nihilistic notions are someone divine. Apathetic values, what about me? We are all guilty. Comedy and loss, tragic surprise. Coping mechanism I can't deny. Media portrayal of a hoax. We're the fucking joke. I wanna know. I wanna know. How did we get here? Where do we go? Where do we go? Can't break away. I'm done. It's a fucking joke.
There it was.
So good. Cosmic Joke, ladies and gents, and germs and birds and kitty cats. It's so good. Y'all need to go listen to that record.
And guess what?
Elephants and rhinos on a teeter-totter. Who wins?
No.
What?
Oh my gosh. The Hardcore Encyclopedia did not have this on the list. So you might have out Hardcore Encyclopedia them.
No way.
It's not on there. I just checked. I just added it to our huge 2024 hardcore list that we have in Spotify. So yeah.
I got one on him.
You got, I believe so. Let me check. Now I'm going to check. And
Is Velocity on there?
That's what I'm going to go check right now.
Because I thought he sent that.
Demo 2023.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh,
It's not in there.
Two on the Hardcore Encyclopedia.
Nice.
My favorite thing is when we were behind the scenes. Steven's gonna kill me for this. And Reese and Steven pops on to do the intro and outro with us, and or maybe he did the chat. I don't remember who did the chat. Oh, you and I did the chat, right, for that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And he's like, Hardcore Encyclopedia, and we're like, yeah, he knows everything about hardcore. And what does he ask? He asks him about his Zao record, doesn't he? He says, what's the first Zao record or something? And Steven's like, and both of you and I are like splintered shards.
Right.
And he just kind of pauses, and we're like, he knows everything about newer hardcore.
Right.
Because he really listens to everything newer.
Oh gosh, dude, it's kind of crazy how much he figures all this stuff out.
So Steven, don't hate us, but I thought that was funny. That's all I got. That was shooting shit with Mick and Wiley. You got anything else to add? I do got something to add.
Oh, what is it?
Holy cow. I'm such a jerk. We got something that we got to play.
What do we got to play?
We got to play some things.
Oh, okay.
We got to do some things.
What is it we got to do?
We got a DC Does Discord records compilation, that kind of thing that we got to talk about.
Yeah. I think I may have because we sometimes the Instagram, you and I share it, so when messages come in, I see them. I don't go look at them because, if you go look at them, it makes them look like they're not new. So I watch the conversation live as they pop up sometimes when I'm not busy.
Yeah, so it's a pre-order. It's a vinyl record, and there's a gatefold version. There's different colors. It's forloveofrecords.bandcamp.com. Portion of the proceeds benefit We Are Family DC. It's a good thing. I think you all should you should check it out. And we kind of have a clip to give some more information on this, but we're gonna play a track. We're gonna play a little clip, and then we're probably gonna see y'all out of here with the Skull Crack outro after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Go Bruins, go Red Wings. All right, Mick, it was fun shooting the shit with you. I always love you. I have fun. I'll send you all this stuff, all these records to listen to.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
Bye.
I believe memory might mirror no fingers on me. I believe that if again I might set myself free. But I woke up this morning with a piece of the past caught in my throat, and then I chose. I bled. I tried to hide the heart from the head, and I said I bled. In the arms of a girl I barely met, and I woke up this morning with a present that splinters all on the ground, and then I drowned. And if I can't see, it's for one of you. You said I see. If there's nothing there, then it's probably mine. My turn to see. If there's nothing here, it'll always be mine. But I woke up this morning with a piece of the past caught in my throat, and then I chose. I guess I learned the taste of the days that will always burn. And I guess I learned that the corner of my eye I can always turn. 'Cause I woke up this morning with the president's splinters all on the ground, and then I drowned. And if I don't see, it's for one of you.
Hey, it's Greg Railson, bass player for Celebration Summer here in Washington, D.C. Just wanted to let you all know about a new compilation that I've spent the better part of a year working on, fully DIY, and it's a tribute to Discord Records, which obviously is, was a massive undertaking. We're able to get 27 local area bands and artists, including Dismemberment Plan, Pie Tasters, Ted Leo, Teen Mortgage, and a bunch of others to cover songs from the classic Discord catalog. And so I came up with this idea for this project because I really wanted to do something special to bring attention, not just to the amazing alternative punk and hardcore scene currently happening in our area, but really to pay respect to this label that put DC underground music on the map in the first place. And so I got together with a bunch of folks I know from the scene here, and we just kind of started going down that path, and I was able to get 27 bands together. It's 2 LPs. I put it out on my own sort of DIY, quote unquote label called For Love of Records, which is sort of an homage to For Want of, the Rites of Spring song, which my band covers on this compilation. And, if you want to check it out, it's at forloveofrecords.bandcamp.com. And we've got 2 different variants in multiple colors that you can choose from if you want to get on vinyl. We've also got digital versions. And a portion of the proceeds is going to go to a charity called We Are Family DC, which is run by Mark Anderson of Positive Force. And it helps local DC area senior citizens. And so it's something, that we wanted to make sure that there was an element of philanthropy to this project as well. So anyways, hope you guys check it out and enjoy it. Please pass it along. Everything, there's no marketing really being done to this. It's all that grassroots punk rock DIY word of mouth. So anything you can do to help spread the word, I'd appreciate it. There's a lot of great bands on there, some known, some sort of unknown. And, check out the comp and check those bands out. They've all got Bandcamp pages and Spotify's and all that good stuff.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Password. Don't fake the funk on a nasty dunk.
ID? You're early.
But I'm ready.
Then prove it.
That's not enough. Oh, this must be a rookie thing or something.
Okay, end it there.
All right.